Many years passed and Tom grew up. He and his grandparents forgot about the message in a bottle. Then, one day, Tom was working when Granddad sent him a message. Tom, you won't believe it. We have a reply to our message in a bottle. That weekend, Tom went to his grandparents' house. A man in France found the message, said Granddad. Look, here is his reply. From Hyogo to Tom. Hello, Tom. My name is Hyogo and I live in Biarritz, France. I live on the coast and I love sailing my boat. Last week, I was sailing when I saw something in the water. What do we have here? I was sailing when I saw something in the water. Your message in a bottle. This means it traveled over 6,000 kilometers. I enjoyed reading about your favorite things. My favorite things are my boat, mangoes, and the color green. You are very welcome to come and visit me in France one day. With best wishes, Hyogo. Tom was very excited. Wow, our message traveled a really long way. Later that evening, Tom was writing something when Granddad came into the room. Do I have past continuous here? What is that? Was writing something when. I used when to link. Came into the room. Past continuous. When, past simple. Let's continue. What are you doing, Tom? I'm writing to Hyogo. Why? Are you going to visit him? You and I are both going to visit him. That's a great idea, laughed Granddad, but it's a long way, so let's go by plane. We came across some past continuous sentence here, some past continuous sentences, like for example, was writing, and was sailing, and was working. Was or were plus verb ing. And twice we came across this part, when I was sailing, when, so. Was writing, I used when as my linking device, and I used came into. To link two sentences or two actions happened in the past. One of them was the original or the main or the longer one, and the other interrupted it. Like he was writing something when Granddad came into the room. So he stopped his writing. How? By asking a question. What are you doing? Now we understand how and when to use the past continuous, and when exactly I can use both past continuous and past simple together. And I have to use when to be able to link the two actions together to deliver the information. Now, I need you to open page 43. The grammar focus is about sequencing adverbs. We use sequencing adverbs to say when things happen. They help us to understand the order of events. This makes the text easier to follow. What do I mean by these adverbs? First, then, next, after that, finally. Again, with the same organization here. First, next, then, after that, and finally. If I want to write a story, or I want to talk about any routine, or I'm trying to read something and that thing has many steps, How can I understand all these steps? I use something that we call sequencing adverbs. First, I woke up in the morning. Next, I washed my face, brushed my teeth, had my breakfast. Then, I put on some clothes. After that, I drove my car to school. Finally, I was able to arrive on time. I use them to decide the steps of my story. For example, another way. First, I picked up my toothbrush. Next, I put toothpaste on my toothbrush. And then I did what? I brushed my teeth. After that, I spit out the toothpaste from my mouth. Finally, I was ready to put on my clothes. So I use first to tell you the first action. Then I use next for the second part. Then or after that, it doesn't matter. I can use then first, then next, and so on. But at the end, I use finally. At the end, I use finally. So they help us to understand the order of events in a story. And they help us to order the steps when we talk about something. Now, we understand when and how to use each one of them. Great. Now, we will read a story and underline the sequencing adverbs together. Once, there was a boy called Peter who lived in a village. He worked alone as a shepherd, looking after sheep. Every day, he took the sheep up the hill and rested while the sheep ate the delicious grass. One day, Peter was lying on the grass watching his sheep. He felt lonely and bored and decided to have some fun. First, he shouted, "Wolf! There is a wolf!" to the villagers in the field below. Next, he laid down and waited. The villagers were busy working, but they were worried about Peter's sheep. So, they put down their tools and ran to save them. They reached the top of the hill, hot and tired. They saw Peter. He was lying under a tree and he was laughing. "There is no wolf. It was a joke," he said. The villagers were very angry and said, "Peter, you must tell the truth." After that, they left Peter and went back to work. Then, Peter did the same thing later that week. The villagers were very angry. "Peter, you mustn't waste our time. We're very busy," they said. Finally, on the last day of the week, Peter was with his sheep at the top of the hill, when suddenly a real wolf appeared.
تقدر تتابع كل دروسك على تطبيق مدرستنا بلس. مدرستنا، المستقبل يبدأ الآن.